glove leaking a tiny bit, but everything else is fine. No other leaks, only my stupid glove. Yeah, definitely nothing else leaking. That's about to pop. No vacuum leaks. Let's put it back together and go for a quick blast down the Autobahn. See if there's any difference. Although I didn't do anything else other than changing the oil, so there's probably not going to be any difference. Why do people drive smart cars? They're stupid, they're not smart. Jeez, that one is smoking. By the way, I learned to appreciate how much I like the original steering wheel in the M5, because this is the refurbished one with new leather, and it's a little bit thicker, and I really do prefer the original one that's thinner. It feels better in hands than the thicker one. This one is not so bad, but I'm not the fan of the perforated leather. Alright, let's give it some and see what happens. Full throttle. Yeah, there it is. Right on cue. Check engine light is back. Houston, we have a problem. I need to scratch my wallet some more and figure out what's going on. I forgot to mention it, but of course I checked the spark plug on cylinder number 5 and it looks fine. I did that when I was swapping coils. Next step, drive the car with MAF disconnected. If the misfire doesn't come back, then we know that we have failed MAF. I've got some news. The simple troubleshooting of unplugging the MAF sensor and driving the car like that yield results. With the MAF out of the equation and the car essentially running on default settings, there are no issues. No check engine light, no misfire, the engine is working beautifully. Which means we have a faulty MAF sensor. And as I said earlier, MAF cleaners don't do anything in my experience. If your sensor is faulty, MAF cleaner is not going to fix it. I have a brand new one here. And it is absolutely essential that you used original BMW part or OEM one. In this case, I went with OEM, which is VDO. Yes, it was expensive, 150 euros. And yes, you can get a cheaper one that's 5 times cheaper, but it's also going to give you 5 more problems. For all of these little sensors, camshafts, crankshafts, whatever position sensor, even the suspension, I mean, all of the parts on this car, it is essential that you used OEM parts. Otherwise, you're going to be chasing problems left and right. Just stick with what the poster says and you'll be alright. OEM parts, they are more expensive, but in the long run, they are worth it. Trust me. Now we're going to install this one and see if that solves our issue. Out with the old. Into the dumpster you go. I also like to install new air filter when I do the new MAF, and I ordered one and it's coming later today, so I'm going to do that a bit later. But now let's chuck this in. We'll go for a test drive a little bit later. Now we need to address a couple of more things on the car. A really annoying thing that I have right now is this. When I move the steering wheel up and down, there's play in it. And this annoying clicking noise. This is really pronounced when I drive over potholes and stuff, because the whole steering wheel is shaking and you can hear that clicking noise. And it's just driving me mad. I believe the cause for this is the U-joint on the steering column. I already checked it, it has some play on it. Yeah, I was afraid of that. It's not the U-joint. It doesn't have not even a tiny bit of play. Now you can feel the play here. I hit my head on the ramp earlier. I'm still discombobulated. Anyway, I mean, this is unacceptable. I'm gonna take apart the entire car if I have to. Oh, maybe I found it. Do you see this white plastic here? It has a ton of play there. Oh. Oh, okay, I fixed it. I just adjusted the steering column and now it's not clicking anymore. So I think we can edit all of this out and pretend I didn't do any of this and I just did that in the first place and the clicking noise was gone. I took the entire car apart and now the noise is gone. And I had the steering wheel adjusted in position that I really like. I cannot believe I took the entire car apart and all I had to do is adjust the freaking lever. Yeah, let's just edit all of this out. It didn't even cross my mind to try and adjust the steering column. Perfect. So now I need one of those devices they have in Men in Black. Erased. Another thing we're going to do while underneath is replace the power steering line that's leaking, and upgrade control arms to M Sport ones. The current ones are standard and they are 20 years old. They have 200,000 kilometers on them, and I bet they're not in the great shape. So I just want to have fresh components there as well. Gotta get the car up in the air.